All right, so it is recording and bear with us. We're all new to Zoom. So if anything happens, just let us know. And I don't know if you all have a raise hand button on the bottom of your screen. If you have any questions, we'll definitely be taking questions at the end. But if there's anything along the way that you need us to kind of slow down, stop, anything like that, just let us know. So I'll go ahead and can everybody see our slides? Okay, awesome.
And I wanted to say, friends, if you don't know where the raised hand button is, if you go down to the button that says reactions, there's a raise hand there.
Thank you. I forgot that because I don't see it on my end. So I don't know if it's just a host thing. I'm not sure. All right. Who wants to go first?
I'm Mr. Hubbard, second grade teacher.
Nicole Fisher, second grade teacher.
I'm Tony Williams, also a second grade teacher. Ms. Sadowski, if you want to introduce yourself as well.
Hi, I'm Ms. Sadowski. I'm the second grade ESOL teacher.
Do we have Miss Woodley here?
Is Miss Woodley on?
Okay, we don't have Miss Woodley here yet. Miss Woodley is also in the picture. She is a second grade special ed teacher who works with our team.
So this is our team, it's the admin team. So over here is Miss Felicia Drake, our principal, Mr. Keith Hirsch, our assistant principal. Over to the next slide, we have our office staff. So we have Nikisa Campbell, who's right there when you walk in the main office to greet you. Right next to her is Debbie Scaff. I believe I'm saying that correctly. She's that next line of desk. Behind her is Karen Stevens. And then last but not least is Giovanna Barris.
All right, good evening. My name is Do Kim. I'm the full-time PE teacher at Cardinal Forest. Just want to highlight some of the specials that the second grader students are participating this year. We have art with Miss Blewis and Mr. Clement, music with Miss Lynch and Mr. Field. Coach Rhodes is our part-time PE teacher. He's here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then we have a few other specials and special teachers that the second graders are participating with the library, with Miss Meshover and some of the other specialist teachers.
This is our daily schedule. There's only one slight correction I have to make is our lunchtime, and that was just moved so that we could have only one class, one grade level in the cafeteria at a time. But other than that, right at 9:15, we are starting what we call pregame warm-up this year, as our theme this year is rebounding strong. So it's our Cardinal Time. So it's where that individualized groups. And then we go into our morning meeting and word study, reading, foundations, lunch and recess, a little bit of writing, then we go to specials, we come back for math, and then content is science and social studies. And then we close our circle and pack up and get ready to go home. So with that, looking at our schedule, attendance is super, super important any year, but especially this year. We are starting hard at 9:15. That includes students going to get their breakfast and coming back and having time to eat it. They're doing a really great job with that. So it's just super important, the best we can to get them there on time. I know Kiss and Ride has been a little crazy. Buses have been a little crazy. So hopefully that is smoothing out. So thank you all. The students have been doing a great job getting here on time and ready and started. The doors do open at 8:55. At 9:11 is when they are considered tardy. So the last thing we'll say there is over on the side, it kind of gives you that lost minutes chart. So the more minutes that we're missing school, if you can see on our schedule back here, our heavy hitting time is in the morning. So our reading and math or foundations, those kinds of things are all in the morning. So just over to the right-hand side is just kind of a chart of the time, like it might be 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, but then just knowing that adds up all together. And lastly is the big one. If your student isn't feeling well, you are their caretaker. So it is your best judgment, but if they're not feeling well, have them stay home for a day, rest up, and come back ready to go the next day. Attendance is asking to use the link on the website or the attendance hotline for that. And that way it's not like an influx in the office of different phone calls and things like that. But you know your child, your student best. So that is your judgment for that. So go.
My turn. All right. So for math, we always start with number talk, and that's where the kids will talk about numbers and share their thinking. So we might show them like 4 different numbers and ask them which one doesn't belong. We might do a splat where we'll show them some circles and then cover a couple of circles up and say, hey, if there are 10 circles, how many are covered up? And then after the number talk, we'll go into the focus lesson for the day. And that'll be about 15 minutes. And then after the focus lesson is where they will go into their independent math stations, and where the teachers will be pulling groups to work with them. And then after that, we will do a quick reflection on, how they think they did how was their learning for that day? What strategies did they enjoy using, or do they want to use next time? If you look on the right there, those are all the different units that we'll be working on in math. So right now they're doing counting and fluency. The next unit is base 10 concepts. Then measurement, addition, subtraction, fractions for unit 6, geometry for unit 8, time and money, data, and probability.
All right, next up is me. So language arts. As you can see, we have a huge block of time in the morning that we are dedicated to language arts. And so we have some whole group instruction, and then we also have small group instruction and independent time for the kids to practice the skills that they're working on. Basically, our goals for reading are one, that we want our kids to be actively engaged in reading every day, both as with partners, by themselves. We want them talking about books. The more that they talk about the understandings that they're getting from a fiction book or a nonfiction book, the better they will be at reading and understanding what they're reading. We also work on core skills like through foundations, understanding letter patterns and how they work to both form words, but also to help us spell words. Our basic goals for language arts are to create kids who are lifelong readers and lifelong writers. On the right, you can see some of the some of the units that we have for the year for reading and writing. So for reading right now, we are focused on character development and understanding characters, really getting into what characters are feeling and those kind of things. And then we'll work on some nonfiction, poetry. By the time we get to the winter and spring, we are really focused on those critical literacy skills, getting the kids to interpret what's happening in a book and interpreting the actions of the characters and all of those things. And then also in the spring, we have a research unit that we work on where the kids are learning some of those good research skills that are going to carry them throughout elementary, middle, and high school. A lot of our reading and writing units pair together. So when we're studying about nonfiction and reading, we're writing about nonfiction so that the kids are both seeing the model of it in the reading, but also practicing it on their own. Right.
Letting some friends in.
Yes, I was trying to do the same thing. I think we got it.
Okay, so science, we currently are in the monarchs, milkweed, and Mexico. So here soon, and you probably already have your student coming home, chatting it up about the butterflies and to come. The butterfly net just came in, so we're getting really excited about that. So these are our science units that we'll do, and it's that content area at the end of the day. So we kind of flip-flop it by unit. So once we complete a science unit, then we'll flip-flop back to social studies. Once we finish a social studies unit, we'll go back to science. That way they're getting a little bit of both, and each time, each one is getting its own kind of time. So currently we're in the, with the butterflies, the monarch butterflies, And then we'll move into weather, matter forces, and then we'll come back to butterflies again in the springtime. Social studies. So we just finished a unit really early in the year, mostly about being a digital citizen, especially with the use of the computers and things like that. And then we just finished the geography unit. So they just did the continents and the oceans and all that great stuff. So I'm sure you've heard that song a million times. And then we'll kind of move through to the Native Americans holidays, economics, famous Americans, and history and holidays again. So history kind of repeats itself a little bit throughout the year so that they can build off of ideas that they've started.
All right. As you heard from our schedule, Cardinal Time happens every day in our building from 9:15 to 10 a.m. It is school-wide. So if you have a kindergartner, they're in Cardinal Time at the same time a sixth grader is. And the purpose of doing that is so that all of our staff is on board with helping our kids with their learning. So we're focused on both intervention, which is helping kids with skills that they don't have, and also with enrichment for kids who are being successful, and we want to push them further so that they can continue to grow and learn. And as I said, all of our staff is involved. That includes our special area teachers, our special ed teachers, our counselors. Everyone is involved in helping our kids during this time.
All right, so Schoology is a new platform, digital platform that we're going to be using moving forward. And we're going to watch this video for you guys so it better explains or introduces Schoology to you guys. Hey, Tony, the sound's not working.
I was just thinking how smoothly this was going. I presume I have to share my sound on the slide. So close. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just lost all of you all, but that's fine. You have the important part. All right, here we go.
.fcps.edu. If you are unsure about your account or you forgot your password, please use these
Can you guys
icons
hear
on
it?
the bottom to help you.
Yes.
Okay.
Once you have your account and you're ready to sign into Schoology, please use this website link, www.lms.fcps.edu. This is the Fairfax login for Schoology. You'll know that you're logging in correctly if you see the Fairfax icon. Then, when logging in, use your Parent View login information so you can sign into your parent account. Once you are signed in, you will see that there is a course button. When you click on it, all parents are enrolled in our All Families course. Once you are inside of the course, you will see this menu of options. There are so many different resources, websites, videos, and more that you can use and explore. This is a one-stop shop for parents. Inside of the Back to School Night information button, you will see these options. This is definitely worth a look. Inside of FCPS Welcome are videos from our school board members and Dr. Brabrand. Inside of the CFES Welcome, there is a video from our administration as well as our PTA Executive Board. Grade level information will be updated after back to school night for recordings and slides. Specialists and support teachers have recorded Flipgrid videos for you to get to know them. Take a look. And inside of the FLE Parent Preview is information about family life education. Once you are ready to switch to a student account, you can drop down from your parent name and take a look at one of your students or your children. Click into theirs and you will be able to see their courses that they're enrolled in. A green check mark will be next to their name to make sure that you know which account you are viewing. If you have questions or need help, please contact your child's teacher, or you can reach out to me, Michelle Meshover, the School-Based Technology Specialist at Cardinal Forest. This is my email address and I'm happy to help you.
So your kids are pretty much pros with Schoology at the moment, at least for our classroom tile that we use. So if you ask them about it, they will tell you everything about it at home. We will be sending you guys these slides, so don't worry about the video if you couldn't hear, if you missed it. You'll get a copy of it in an email. Mrs. Williams.
Sorry, I lost all my faces. I just see the screen now.
Okay.
Sorry.
One thing I did want to note there, friends, is the digital consent form. So there's a button when you guys go to your parent page. We still have a significant portion of our kids who haven't had that signed. We as a team love using technology to help infuse the classroom and help infuse the kids' learning. And some of those sites we can't use with your child unless you have signed that consent form. So if you could make sure that you do that, that would be awesome.
You have a question?
Yes, is there a way to know if we haven't completed that or you guys haven't received that?
If you haven't got,
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say,
just
for my classroom, I've emailed the parents that still need to fill out that form.
okay, that's what I was gonna say.
I was gonna say the same. I don't know if on your end you can see it or not, but if you go to click on it, I presume it wouldn't allow you to do it. But when our attendance pops up beside your student's name, it pops up like if it hasn't been done. I don't know.
So basically, if you don't hear from us, you've probably taken care
You're
of
good.
it.
I'm assuming I did it. I'm pretty sure I did. I just was making sure for ref.
Again, this slide just shows you some more links for you guys to peruse on your own time. Again, if you haven't made up a parent view account down there, that link, need a parent view account, click on that, you could sign up and that'll get you into Schoology. Any other questions about school? And it's not Schoology, it's just Schoology. We say it cool.
I see somebody has a raised hand. Sorry, I can't see anybody's faces, so if you
Yes.
guys can call on friends, that'd be great.
Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Yes.
So I've been in this Schoology account, and when I go to click into the content stuff, it says like I don't have access. Like I'll even switch to my son's account and it says I don't have access. Like, is that how it's supposed to be?
So we haven't made any of our, like we have our folders there, but they are not live facing yet. So it's kind of just a basic platform at this time. And then as more stuff will like be coming on our end, when we publish it, I believe you should be able to see the same thing. Does that answer your question?
questions about Schoology?
Sorry, I'm literally leading blind here. I can just see the slides. So home learning, so this kind of ties in with Schoology. So for home learning, if your student is absent because they are paused from attending school in the building, asynchronous learning opportunities will be provided on Schoology. And then these activities can be completed during the school day. Extra assignments, homework will not be provided for family vacations or other unexcused absences. With that, if there's ever not work or anything like that, or there is an absence, just have students continue to read. That's one of the most powerful things, just to have them continue reading a minimum of 20 minutes a night. Responsive classroom. This is what we follow in our morning meeting every single day. It's one of our practices. So for a morning meeting, we'll do a greeting. So they might do like a foot bump or an elbow bump or something just to get up, move, and say good morning to a friend and move around the room and get to know their classmates. We have a share activity. A lot of times on Monday when we come back, it's share about your weekend, or it could be share. This morning was share your favorite animal, like just something so kids kind of learn about us and about each other in the classroom. Then we have an activity. It ranges from, it could be an academic activity to just like a fun activity. This morning we played the game Two Truths and a Lie, and the kids had so much fun because they got to learn a lot about their classmates, because they got to come up with their own things. And they had to guess which one their classmate was lying about. So it was really cute that they got to learn a lot of different details that they thought they knew. So it's just an engaging activity. And then we have a morning message that kind of just sets the tone in the day for students. And then we flow right into word study to set up our language arts block. Our class expectations overall are being kind, respectful, and being an active listener.
So one of our big focuses every year, but especially this year after distance learning and being at home for so long, is our students' well-being. And so we are focused on that both in our classroom and with the support of our counselors. So here you can see our counselor for second grade is Miss Anita Brock. The full-time counselor at our school is Susie Kiefaber. So though she focuses on grades 3 through 6, she also does work with our kids occasionally. We have our social worker, Liz Duvall, and our school psychologist, Brianna Breyer. If you ever have any concerns about your child, not only academically, but also emotionally, please reach out to us as classroom teachers so that we can call on the counselors to help as well. Oops, I forgot that I was that slide too. You will hear your kids sometimes talk about Portrait of a Graduate or POG. And if you've been in FCPS long enough, you've heard Portrait of a Graduate. It's basically the lens through which we do our teaching. We want our kids to be successful, not only in second grade, but in life. And so we focus on skills that are skills that they are going to need for life. Being collaborators, being communicators, using those creative and critical thinking skills, being good citizens and thinking about not just our classroom, our homes, or Springfield, but also our wider world community. And we also focus on the kids being goal-directed and resilient learners.
Grading or FCPS grading scale is 1 through 4. As you can see there, there's just some quick definitions for you. So if you're looking at the progress reports, report cards, that's how you will see the grades entered. It's just using our number system of 1 through 4. 3 is not bad. So if you see 3s, that's good. So do we have any questions about that? We also use multiple methods to assess the kids. Sometimes we'll do PBL projects, especially in social studies and science, to assess their learning. We'll use writing tasks. We might work on them one-on-one for reading or writing conferences.
And last but not least, communication. So please allow 24 to 48 hours for an email response, typically 24 hours, I would say, during the week, during school. It is a little different. We're getting used to not being at our computers and actually being able to be in the room. So just give us a little bit of grace on that. And then 48 hours over the weekend. We do try to get to emails, but kind of give us that grace of 48 hours. If it's something urgent, then please, contact the school and things like that. So weekly communications are sent home in Tuesday folders. And I think classroom to classroom, when you get into parent conferences, which is on the other side that we'll talk about in a second, each teacher can kind of explain their own system. But the Tuesday folder is a school-wide system that they get a big folder. It should have came home today. Bear with us if it doesn't come home on Tuesday. Sometimes we get the papers late, and so it just makes more sense to send it home the next day. And then email is definitely the best form of communication. It's the easiest way. We're so used to it. Maybe down the road, it'll move into Schoology. We'll see. But for right now, email is the best way to go. Parent conferences, those are coming up. We will give you more information about that. They can be in person. Ideally, we're going to keep them virtual. And so this is that time to really, so we can get to know each other, your students, teacher, classroom, specifically information about your student you want to share and things that we've observed so far. So the first ones are coming up soon. So just be kind of on a lookout for a sign up genius or an email, some form of communication to let you know. But obviously, if there's any other time that you're always welcome to request a conference to discuss your student or ask us questions, anything like that. So I'm gonna stop recording if I think I know how.